Donovan, as a team, what can you guys learn from today?
I think watching them defensively, like they make the little rotations, right? They do the little things consistently. And I think that's where we've been at our best when we do the little things consistently, whether it's helping the helper, making mistakes. And, I mean, they're elite at it. They're defending champions for a reason. So I think taking that and kind of stealing something from them and watching their habits, 1 through 15, they do a solid job of that. If the first guy gets beat, the next guy's there, little things over and over again. So that's the first thing that jumps out to me.
And then for you individually, it wasn't one of your best offensive performances, and Kenny pointed to Lou Dort as being a big reason as to why. What makes him such a good defender against you?
Just physical. I think, for me, I mean, I've had good nights against him, but, to his credit, he's made it tough on me the past few. But at the end of the day, just still trying to find ways to get involved, get into the free throw line, or still trying to find ways to create and get into the paint using my gravity and whatnot. But credit to him, you know what I mean? We've been going at it for a long time. But, yeah, just trying to find ways. And some of the shots were open shots, and I just missed, too. You know what I mean? So it's just, not hanging my head and just keep going.
Chris?
For either one of you guys, what was the greatest challenge for you offensively tonight as a team?
Making shots was definitely huge. Just getting in the flow of it. Their defense is so good. I felt like it took us out of what we're so good at, getting down the court, sharing the ball, and just making sure everything's smooth. And credit to them, they disrupted us. We shot, 22% from 3. That's because of their great defense.
Donovan, what's your reaction to not being named an Eastern Conference All-Star starter?
To be honest, I kind of expected that. I mean, the guys that were named, their record is better than ours, so naturally you reward that. But I wasn't, obviously, yeah, I want to be a starter for sure, but, understand that, hey, at the end of the day, we win games, everybody gets rewarded. And we haven't won games necessarily at the rate we would like to, and that's what comes first, and everything else comes with that.
Did you hear about it before the game?
Honestly, no. I didn't want to. I didn't know what had happened, but, you can assume because no one said anything, right? Like, you know what I mean? But no, I didn't want to know. So I didn't know until, I would say probably once, no, because typically they'd say something during the game, right? So once I was like, all right, well, it is what it is.
Okay.
For either of you, it might be stating the obvious, but how difficult is it to win a game when you're turning the ball over the way that you guys unfortunately did today?
Yeah, especially against a team like that, it's almost impossible to win. They capitalize on every single mistake that you make, and we made plenty of mistakes today. Simple mistakes as well, things that we didn't even have to do, throwing the ball out of bounds a couple times, driving the ball and just losing the handle. And on here, they took possession of everything. What was that, 23 points off of our turnovers? That's the game right there.
And Donovan, I know that you've been so vocal at the social justice, that introduction today for MLK Day, hearing your name kind of sung in that capacity. What was that like for you, I guess?
It's always special to play on this day, right? And I've always said to be able to, live out Martin Luther King's dream as a black man in this country is special. You don't take that for granted, and to be able to do it on this stage and this platform on NBC, right? It's something that you don't take for granted. We don't take for granted as a team, and to see that, it's definitely special, and I'm forever honored on that. And we're going to continue to live out his dream, and as basketball players, but as men as well, men and women, and black men and women living out his dream.
Hey, Donovan, I know you guys won one game after Darius got hurt in Philly, but just we got an update on him yesterday that's going to be like 7 to 10 days. He'll be reevaluated, so we know he's going to miss at least a week, if not more. How's he handling it? How much do you feel for him? He's just obviously
yeah.
going through with the other.
I mean, it's tough, man. To be in and out and continue to work, but this is where the mental. You got to dig deep, and I talked to him the other day and just said, just keep plugging, right? Keep going. You feel for him as a brother, as a teammate. But he'll be back, and he'll be back stronger than ever. Just got to keep going. And then for us as a group, unfortunately, we've been in this position before with the jaw. He's had some freak injuries, you know what I mean? And so for us, we just had to be ready as a group to be able to carry that because he's not out there, right? You lose a guy who's so dynamic, right? So for us, we got to do it collectively as a group and lock in.
What are kind of the biggest challenges without him? Like you said, you've been through before, and like, what would you like to see you guys try to do to meet those challenges?
I think understanding that, hey, that's going to be, similar to Philly the second time. Like, I'm not saying JT has to go for 40. I mean, that'd be great. But, I think understanding that, hey, tonight was, hey, Jay and Ever open down low. That's the way we create our paint touches, you know what I mean? Or the other night it was getting through the paint and, Craig and Jalen getting in there and Quan and Dre, right? And Zoe and, all of us just trying to find ways to get in there and just create and, do it as a collective.
Now, in December, when you guys had a bad game or two, you had said it's still early, there's time to get things right. Do you still feel that way after, or is this just a game that you can say they outplayed you?
I'm not going to let this game take away from, the past week, right? You have 2 strong wins and this one's upsetting. We can learn from it, but if we let this deflate us, then, we have another tough 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, whatever it is coming up, whether in Charlotte and then Sac and Orlando, right? So not going to let this, deflate what we had in Philly. It's not early, but also I know what this group is capable of. We know what we're capable of. So this loss isn't going to set us back. We got to continue to use what we've been doing and go forward.